We've made it, guys. One long freaking month of Painter of the Night wait, and we are finally back. I don't know if it's because I missed the story so much, but this chapter, oh my god, Seungho is so freaking hot with or without the bandana or headband. I don't know what you call it, but anyway, I can't stop freaking out that Painter of the Night is back, guys. Before we get started, I just want to remind our viewers that if you like seeing more yaoi content and would like to support this channel, please don't forget to smash that like button. Also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Feel free to message me in my social media at ZEALED FUJOSHI, which I'll be using to interact with viewers about more yaoi content. If that's something that interests you, please follow ZEALED FUJOSHI. Finally, this episode will contain explicit content and a lot of manhwa spoilers. With that in mind, please proceed with caution. You have been warned. Now, without further ado, let's jump into chapter 69 of Painter of the Night. Even though there's not much to see on the character development from Seungho, I'm literally crying here right now over all the Seungho and Nakyum small gestures. Did you see all those scenes? Like, my gosh, these scenes, especially the part where Seungho put some, not a lot, but it's a good baby step, some trust in Nakyum, and now Nakyum chose to stay by Seungho's side. All the solemn and subdued expression that Seungho showed in this chapter is so freaking sexy. And the way Nakyum is blushing when Seungho gave him a scarf, it's so obvious that these two still loves each other, even though they've never told it to one another, but their chemistry is off the roof in this chapter. But then again, this is so tragic because honestly, I know that we shouldn't get excited over this development. I feel like Seungho could literally snap in any second. It's so obvious in his eyes. To me, he looks calm. I mean, his looks calm, but there's also this weird clarity of the situation regarding Jiwa that he also looks really murderous. And it should be noted that he would not even let Hena Nuna see Nakyum, and then he even tied up Nakyum and put him under a blanket just a couple of hours ago. And expecting Seungho to change overnight, and even though how sweet it is for Seungho to wrap a scarf around Nakyum and letting him see Hena Nuna off in the gate, I still feel it's a little bit sudden. I just know that this should be taken as a warning that whatever this happiness or calmness that we are seeing, it's not gonna last that long, because Seungho still has a lot of issues that is still not answered to this chapter. We all know how severe his abandonment issues are, and it's no excuse for his shitty behavior. But you know, it was weird how negatively he reacted when Nakyum was walking out with Hana Nuna in this chapter. I mean, it's explainable, but the thought of Nakyum escaping really shows how bad Seungho's mental state is right now. He might be trying to play it nice in this chapter since he did realize that he was wrong accusing Nakyum of running away without looking and listening to other people's reason. And then he probably also feels bad for how harshly punished Nakyum was due to his wrong and impulsive behavior on a couple of chapters ago. He realized that Nakyum was a good boy, so to speak. But man, it doesn't change the fact that Seungho is a ticking time bomb right now. Sadly, this comes down to Seungho not knowing how to love anyone properly, and in the end, we all know that our poor little Nakyum is the one who's gonna break someday. Actually, this is definitely gonna be a lot of trouble for Nakyum, because let's not forget, Seungho's friends are plotting a big plan against Nakyum again. But man, if they would have only met in a different context, this would be totally different. But this is one of the beauties of Painter of the Night. All these inks that we are feeling, that is what makes this story so addicting for most of the readers of this series. But anyway, on the lighter side, I just want to add, whoever is doing Seungho's hair right now, you're doing a good job, sweetie, because he looks extra handsome in this chapter. The details that Byeonduck put on Seungho's hair had me drooling all over my computer. And I'm really disappointed that chapter 69 had no 69ing involved in it. I was really expecting I'm gonna sing my Ariana Grande song again, but then again, I kind of felt like it might not have a 69 in this chapter, because if you look at the pacing of the story, it would have looked really out of place if there was suddenly a sex scene after, let's be realistic. If we suddenly see Seungho and Nakyum doing a 69 after all the Jiwa and Henanuna drama that just unfolded a couple of chapters ago, it would have looked rushed and none of us would be happy about it. Maybe in chapter 70 we might get some steamy scenes because Henanuna has finally left the residence and it's already nighttime. Nighttime is nappy time for our Lord and baby. And you all know what happens during Lord Seungho and baby Nakyum's nappy time. It's lightsaber time. It's gonna be glowing lightsabers all over the place. But back to the topic though of Henanuna. I can't blame Henanuna for how she's feeling right now in this chapter. She was basically threatened that she cannot see Nakyum anymore, and if she tries to do another stunt like what she did of rushing over Seungho's place, she will get killed. So if I was in her shoes, I would have done the same reaction she did. And let's be honest here, any one of you who has a brother, I think most of you would have risked being killed just to get your brother out of the hellhole that Seungho has put him in, especially if you have a cute baby brother like Nakyum. I would definitely do it. And yet again, I'm so conflicted right now because, you know, I understand Hannah Nuna's point of view, but I also don't want Na-kyum to leave Seung-ho because we all know what could happen. It sounds like it's more dangerous for Na-kyum to get out of the Yoon residence. At least in the Yoon's residence, he is safe with Seung-ho, and let's just hope that Seung-ho doesn't do anything abusive anymore to Na-kyum. Then at least it's a little bit tolerable for him to stay in that place. Maybe this is the chapter where we finally see a more softened Seung-ho. I really hope so. But yeah, I don't feel good for Na-kyum to go out of the Yoon residence because I seriously think it's more dangerous for him outside of the Yoon residence than with Seung-ho. And also, one thing that bothered me with the whole Hannah Nuna and Na-kyum conversation was I realized that when Hannah told Na-kyum to write her, if Na-kyum ever changes his mind of staying with Seung-ho, that Na-kyum should write Hannah. But then again, one of our Discord member pointed out that he thought that Na-kyum can't write and read. And we are trying to read the chapter again and see where this was ever stated, but I kind of remember that, yeah, like I don't think I've seen Na-kyum read or write anything. He tried to learn it from Inhan, but his grasp of writing and reading is not as well as the learned sir. So if anyone can clarify this, please let me know in the comment section below or join our Discord channel where we can discuss this more in detail. And also, I don't know how to feel about Na-kyum's sister Hannah Nuna right now because I know she means good, but I kind of don't like who she's associating with right now. And I kind of feel like if she asks the mystery man to help her, things are gonna go down south really fast again. And this is gonna be very rocky for everyone, and especially Na-kyum. On the topic of the last panel though, that guy, do you guys think that he's just a random man, or do you think it is someone that we know? I think that this person has already been introduced in this series. It is someone that we already know, and I think a lot of people already are deducing their own answer on who this person might be. So there are a couple of loose cannons in this series so far that we have no clarification yet. First of all, the head of the Yoon family, Seungho's dad. We all know that this man is not a fan of Seungho's sexual preferences. And then there's also the younger Yoon, Seungwon, who wants Seungho out of the picture, probably something to do with the line of succession kind of issue. We still don't know. We don't really know a lot about Seungho's backstory aside from the fact that his dad didn't like the fact that he's gay, and that, you know, he used to be a bright man, now he's a little bit psychotic because of all the things that his dad did to him. But we don't really know his whole dynamic with Seungwon, so he is a possibility. We don't know. Then there's also Lord Min, the perverted psycho who wants a taste of Na-kyum. There's also Lord Jiwa, Seungho's former flame, who's afraid of Seungho right now after trying to harm Seungho's current flame. And then there's also the sexy Tarzan no name, who's been AWOL since letting Nakyum go. And the last thing we ever heard from him was his one night stand with Jiwa. And then there's also everyone's most hated person, the learned Sir Inhan, who is currently studying for his exam somewhere. So, out of all of these people, who could be the man who's in the last panel? Well, definitely not the old man Yoon, because he's too old to be that silhouette of a young man without a beard. So he is definitely not that man. Could it be someone? Has the possibility to go to a Kiseng house because he is straight as far as we know. He's not gay like Seungho. But his goal doesn't make sense if he is the man behind the door. Because, what would be his agenda? But then again, he can also not be dismissed because it is a possibility. But I don't see a connection on what would benefit him to give Hannah help. And what will he get out of it? We have no idea yet. Then there's an issue of Jiwa. I don't think he's that guy because he's so freaking gay. I doubt that he would even step in a Kiseng house. Doubt it would benefit him to go to a Kiseng house because we all know he only loves DPs and he doesn't like girls. So as of No Name is so broke, I doubt he can even step in the front door of a Kiseng house. Inhan, on the other hand, should be studying in another city, far away from where this current story is set. Plus, the man in the silhouette doesn't seem to wear glasses, but then again, he could also take it off. We have seen Inhan without glasses before, but it could be because we also know that Inhan does go to a Kiseng house. We know this from the history he has with Nakyum. Like, he does go in a Kiseng house. That's why he's so close with the Kiseng woman where Nakyum grew up. And then again, there's also the possibility that the exams is over. We don't know how long time has passed since Inhan left, right? Though when Inhan left, it was about to be winter, and it looks like it is still winter in this story, so it might still be close. But how long is this exam? I don't know. He could be back, he could still be studying. We have no freaking idea where he could be, but the fact that Hannah keeps bringing Inhan back in the conversation makes me also worry that he could be this man, but likelihood is maybe it's not. But everyone's favorite probable culprit is Lord Min, because he is the most obvious choice. He is so desperate for some Nakyum ass. He doesn't care about Seungho's death threats to Jiwa. Even after all the shit show that Seungho did on the last chapter, it did not faze him. It even encouraged him to drag Jiwa to another one of his traps. And if Jiwa listens to him, man, you are so freaking dumb if you listen to Min again. But he is so set on tasting Nakyum, even if it kills him in the process. This is how desperate this man is for Nakyum's ass. He is set on tasting Nakyum so bad. Plus, he is the only one who has the motive to use Hannah right now, because if he makes the connection, that is his way in to get Nakyum. Plus, one of my Instagram listeners, Heaven's Night, if you guys ever want to check her Instagram out, pointed out that Min always wears green clothing, just like the mystery man in the last panel. But then again, Seungho has been seen wearing green clothing before, but this man is obviously not Seungho. I doubt it's gonna be Seungho because Anna just left the Yoon home and I doubt that he would appear in the Kisang house after just sending her off. You know what I mean? Seungho should still be in the Yoon residence, not in the Kisang house. Anyway, or it could be a new character too. That is another possibility, but I highly doubt that Byeonduck is gonna introduce another character that God knows what that character's purpose is. Now we do know why Hannah was introduced to us, because she would be the instrument that will let someone in closer with Nakyum. Anyway, please let me know who you think this mystery man is, and please let me know why you think your man is the mystery man. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to follow my social media to be teased about some of the boys' love that I'm interested in. Feel free to leave me a message and converse with me in my Discord channel. I'd love to hear back from you. And please consider supporting the show by donating as little as 99 cents through www.sealedfujoshi.xyz. Also, don't forget to support the author. All the manhwa details can be found in the description below. Again, thank you so much and hope to see you next time.